Hi, welcome to Beauty and the Beat Radio. What's going on?
What's up?
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing? We got Karl Kani in the house. Who's this?
This is Charles.
Hi, Charles.
East New York, Brooklyn.
Okay. Another Brooklyn call. What you got a question?
Yeah, I met Karl back in the days. Karl is cool. Karl, my question for you is, what do you think contributed to the decline in like the brand in the late '90s, early 2000s?
No, I think that it's just a matter of timing, and fashion goes in cycles. I felt like, you know, we've generated such a strong business at 21 years old, and we kind of like came on the marketplace, and nothing like this has ever been done before. So I think, like, you know, in the late part of the 90s, so many other brands came out, and retailers was kind of like trying to fish and figure out which brands they want to put in their store. So it kind of left the market a little bit confusing as to what designers to wear. But I think, as you can see now, the industry kind of weeded itself out. A lot of those brands you saw back in the 90s, it doesn't exist anymore. And I knew eventually that would happen, and it'll get back to true designers. So I feel like it's just part of the cycle that we had to accept. But at the same time, we kept our energy going, and we're back in the full force right now.
One last question, Karl. Thank you for that answer. One last question is, because growing up in the East New York, you was a legend, and I'm wondering, were you a hustler?
Well, you know, I think that we had the hustler mentality. That's what we grew up around. And, you know, I would say this. I think the street mentality and the hustle you learn from the streets is better than anything any college could teach you, because it teaches you how to deal with business. It teaches you how to take no shorts. It teaches you how to go out there and conquer without any means necessary to go out there and make things happen. So I felt like that was really big for us. So we grew up around that mentality, and that's what really helped us in the business world.
Boy, you slanging.
Excuse me?
Karl Kani forever. One love.
One love, baby.
All right. Thank you for calling Beauty and the Beat Radio. All right. So we got some callers. So a lot of people want to know, like I heard one of the callers saying like it was a break or decline in the brand. It was so many brands, especially with a lot of musicians, when they take off from Sean Combs to Russell Simmons and all of them creating brands after you, that it did kind of confuse the marketplace, because hip-hop, you know, as transcends, sometimes it can get trendy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when that happens and you take a break creatively to kind of rebrand or refocus where you're at with your brand, what did you do in that time? Because it wasn't like it's like kind of no days off, but you did have to kind of step back and say, what was that break about? Because you still have a market internationally, so it's not like you stopped. Right. But what was the break? Because domestically you are relaunching and rebranding yourself. What was that break about, and what did you do creatively to get back into your zone?
Well, I think the break was more consistent because we weren't able to conduct business on the level that we were doing back in the early 90s. To us, that doesn't work for us. Like, normally when we show our collection to a retailer, they will buy pretty much a full collection, and when you go in the store, you would own a certain amount of real estate in the stores, which is the real estate is the floor. And when all the other brands are coming on the marketplace, we didn't have the amount of real estate we had to do in the past, so it didn't make our collection look complete. So we decided that let them have this for now. Let us focus on the international market, because we knew it would come back to us eventually. That was because it wasn't because any lack of design or lack of focus from our part. It was just the way the market was. And I've learned in this business to learn how to accept the process and trust the process. And accept things that are happening at the moment instead of getting frustrated. So we decided, let's put our intentions internationally, which was the untapped market, which we're glad that we did it today, because if you go international in Japan, Europe, Kani is the only streetwear brand that's successful over there today, from all the guys from the 90s.
And congratulations to you for that, for capturing that. Like, a lot of people didn't even think like that, and you were able to just say, okay, if I could take a break here, let me go there.
Yeah, absolutely. So it kind of just worked out hand in hand the way we wanted to work out. Although while we was going through the process, we didn't know how it was going to pan out, but we felt the right thing to do is focus on a different market. And we knew eventually, come around, it'll come back full circle, and the way it's happening now.
And that's why you can now consider your line vintage.
Exactly.
I like that. So where are we at? Because you're known for your menswear, but throughout the years I've seen, especially when you launched the Live, Love, Life campaign. Was it? Am I saying
Live, Life, Love Denim.
Live, Life, Love Denim.
Yeah.
I have some women's Karl Kani, and I love it. I love the fit. I love the quality. I know another thing you've changed about your brand is it's all domestically made. Like, you make it here so you can have a hands-on approach to your brand. It's not like shipped out and this, whatever. You put love and energy into your clothes. So what are you doing as far as you're reaching the men What are you doing about the women?
Yeah, the women's line, we have a full collection of women's lines out in Germany right now. So we're kind of feeding off the vibe of what they have going on out there, the leggings and the black and the whites and the grays concept. So we're bringing that collection here to the USA for fall this year. You know, the women's line is going to kind of play off of the men's a little bit. Very casual, very street, very slick. So girls can kind of wear it with their high heels and their pumps and stuff like that. So we feel really, really good about it because we have a straight focus and direction where we're going with it right now. So we never left the game in women's, but we feel now it's a much better opportunity for us.
I think you should collaborate with the Platinum Princess with that. You
There
know
you
what
go.
I'm saying? Because I think I smell a little collaboration.
I see it going.
But I'm just putting it out there in the universe because you never know. But speaking of that, where is it that your line is available here locally? Like if somebody wanted to go and say, I want to go pick up something at Karl, Kani. I know you have like throughout the East Coast and Midwest, we spoke about that your line is available. Where is it available, say in Los Angeles?
Los Angeles, you go to a store called Tradition.
Okay, and that's in Beverly Center.
Beverly Center.
Okay.
We have Millennium Shoes. I think they're out in
they're all over.
Yeah, all over throughout LA, and also Wild Style on Melrose, which is another hot store, which is the store we launched our brand at. Those are some of the dope retailers that have been carrying our stuff, and they have a pretty good selection in there also. Okay,
and then you did it was a lot of firsts as far because we have the All-Star game coming up next month, or actually this month, like in 2 weeks, right? I know you were one of the first designers, and I don't even know if it's too many designers that's done it still, other than like large national brands that only focus on that. Did you have? Weren't you one of the first to have a shoe line on an NBA player? What was that? What brought that about? How did that come about?
Oh, that was really cool. Like back in the days, we had a business relationship with a footwear company called Skechers.
Okay.
And they had my footwear licensee that we did a business deal together, and they were distributing my shoes and manufacturing them. And we sat down together. We had an idea that we should get into athletic footwear business. So we picked out a couple of players, and we started off with one shoe. We did some commercials on MTV and BET, and it took off well for us. And we had 16 NBA players wearing our sneakers on the courts, which is really amazing. We were the first streetwear designer to have footwear on NBA courts. So we've accomplished a lot in that area, and we're refocusing our energies back there again because footwear definitely makes the ensemble complete for the collection.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay. We have some more callers. I want to take this caller. Let's see what's going on.
What's going on.
Beauty and the Beat Radio. Thank you for calling in. Who do I have on the line?
Hi, my name is Monica. How are you guys?
We're good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm so excited. Thank you. Thank you. Karl, I am a huge fan. I actually became a huge fan because of Tupac. I wanted to marry him when I was in high school, and that's what happened. So I became a huge fan. So my question to you is, can you take me through your creative process? Is there something that just inspires you, or is it just, arbitrary? Could you just tell me the process?
The process of designing is nonstop. Your mind is always thinking about creations and designing. It's funny, I was speaking to my cousin the other day. He brought up a story, back in the days, 93, 94, was traveling from New York to LA. Now, far as from LA to New York, and we were trying to work on my new collection, and I wasn't really sure which direction I wanted to go in. So we're sitting there waiting to board our flight, and a guy walked by, had a leather bag with a nice strap on it that was connecting the pockets together on the bag. And my cousin saw me sitting there looking at this guy's bag, and I told my cousin to go up to the guy and ask him would he sell us that bag, because I saw something in that bag that I wanted to implement on my clothing line. The guy thought we were crazy, but we offered him enough money to buy his bag from him, and that jean that we came up with based off that bag became one of our #1 selling jeans. The name of the jean was called Get Bucked, and it had like a bellows pocket and a leather strap which connected the pocket to the back of the jean, which was something that I couldn't figure out in my mind how to do it until I saw this bag. So I guess my point is that being creative, your mind never stops. I could be watching a TV show, walking down the block, in a grocery store. I'm always thinking about next concept, next design. So even if I see you and you have on something dope, I might be staring you down, wondering what's going on. I may be trying to cop a look or something like that. Yeah, that's how it works. So your mind doesn't stop.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
All right, bye.
Thank you for calling Beauty and the Beat Radio. Okay, so Karl, what is it? We just talked about your creative process. So being creative, sometimes it doesn't shut down. Yeah. And you're always thinking about something. You're always being inspired, whether it be through art, life, fashion, whatever it is that inspires you to create and design. Yeah. What is it when it is off time? What do you do to relax and just like do you ever need a break? Or is there a break for you? Because I always see you kind of in work mode or creative mode.
Yeah.
What is downtime like?
Not so much. You know, my downtime for the last probably 8 years has been doing baseball with my kid. You know, my son, he wants to be an MLB baseball player, so we've been traveling all over the country.
What up, Karl?
Doing travel baseball tournaments, USA baseball, going to the park, hitting ground balls, taking 300 swings a day, taking 200 ground balls a day, and it's like that was fun for me. You know what I mean? It was really fun. Like I was just reliving my youth through him, and just the whole process of getting recruited and getting a scholarship to college. He's going to University of Washington for baseball. So that type of thing was my downtime because I was still building. Okay. You know what I mean? Even my downtime, I got to be building towards something. You know what I mean? I don't like downtime just be downtime. I figured we could do that when I'm 90 years old. Like right now, we're going to live and love life to the fullest right now while we can. Okay.
I saw, speaking of your son, I saw a campaign or maybe a behind-the-scenes shot that you did in downtown LA with Samaria Smith and him. Yeah. What was that for? A launch that's coming up? What was that about? What was that for? Where were you going with that?
That was before my full collection was together. We wanted to put something out there, so we just got some vintage Karl Kani pieces from the 90s, and we made some stuff for Samaria and Karl, and we just wanted to bring hip-hop back to the new young generation, and they, you know, they love the clothing, and we knew 90s was going to come back, so we did that photo shoot almost a year and a half, 2 years ago. Oh wow. We knew that things were going to come back full circle anyway, so it was fun. I think she's a very beautiful model, you know, her and Karl spam, so we felt like putting them two together could be something amazing, and it turned out well.
Speaking of that, like when you're saying the 90s coming back, you actually, some of your accessories or things, like I know people don't know you've actually like tapped into a lot of different markets, from accessories to like home pillows and things like that. You've like kind of tested the market in. Rihanna was spotted wearing one of your, what was it, a face mask or a ski mask, and you've also like I've seen her in some other clothes. How did that partnership or relationship happen? Did you just organically, she just happened to have your stuff on?
It happened organically. You know, we were working up at Wild Style. One of the stylists there knew Rihanna, and she said, "Yo." Her famous words, I love that shit. I love that shit. So she's like, yeah, we love you too. So, you know, just kind of worked out really cool. You know, she has a lot of respect for the brand, and you know, obviously, you know, who doesn't love Rihanna? So the combination was really cool, and she just went out and repped the ski mask, and we thought it was really dope for her to do that. Yeah.